Hi, today we're going to do a demonstration showing how the Transcendental Meditation technique creates a very major and profound change in the whole way that the brain physiology functions. We have a subject, Brendan, who's been meditating for several years now, and we're using a piece of equipment called an EEG machine, which basically picks up the signals from, in this case, two parts of the brain, at the frontal part of the brain on the left and right hemispheres, and it picks up the activity of all the millions of neurons underneath those sites and amplifies these signals up by many thousands of times and prints them out on a screen. And what we'll see is that when Brendan starts to meditate, there's a very profound change in the whole way that the brain functions towards a much more coherent and orderly style of functioning. So here's Brendan relaxing with his eyes open. In this state, the frontal parts of the brain are active, as the mind is busy, engaged in thinking and processing information. At the top of the display, you can see the two brainwave signals from the frontal left and right sides of the brain. The white signals are the raw signals, and the light blue lines underneath these are the alpha waves separated out from the main signals. The reason why alpha is interesting is because it represents a resting state of the brain. With eyes open, the mind is still thinking and processing information, so we can see here that there's not so much alpha, and instead the signals are dominated by faster so-called beta waves, which indicate continuing mental activity. At the bottom of the screen, we can see the level of coherence between the two parts of the brain. The two vertical lines show how much the signals are in phase with each other, and the horizontal bar shows the level of similarity between the two signals. In this state, the signals are dissimilar and out of phase, as the two sides of the brain are engaged in different types of activity. This low coherence indicates that there is little communication taking place between the two sides of the brain. Now we've asked Brendan to begin practicing the Transcendental Meditation technique, which allows the conscious thinking mind to effortlessly settle down and experience increasing levels of inner silence while remaining fully alert. What we can see now is that the alpha wave starts to appear and dominate the signals. It's very rare to see this in the front of the brain because normally the mind is still active even when we relax. However, during TM, the mind experiences this deep, peaceful, expanded state in which it can tap into its own resources of creativity and intelligence. So the alpha wave takes over, and more importantly, you can see a massive increase in the coherence between the two signals. The two vertical lines have come much closer together, showing that the signals are now in sync with each other, and the horizontal blue bar expands out much wider, showing that the signals are increasingly similar. This high level of coherence indicates that the two sides of the brain are now networked together with high levels of intercommunication. In fact, it turns out that during TM the whole brain, not just the frontal lobes, show this high level of coherence. So the value of this measurement of coherence is that it's been correlated to a whole range of different measurements of mental performance. For example, higher coherence is associated with higher levels of intelligence, higher levels of creativity, improved memory, improved mind-body coordination, learning ability, mental clarity, calmness, and even signs of reversal of aging. So as you continue to meditate regularly every day, morning and evening, then the brain becomes much more coherent and orderly in the way it functions. Maintaining that orderliness, not just in meditation, but outside of meditation as well. And gradually, as this continues, then all of these different measurements of mental performance continue to develop over time as well.